Now, I had the pleasure of watching Transformers Rise of the Beast this past weekend, and I have mixed feelings after leaving the theater. In some aspects, this movie was enjoyable, but there were times the movie just felt flat for me. Now, we're going to discuss all of this in this review, and it's almost impossible for me to fully explain my thoughts on this movie without giving you any spoilers. So feel free to come back and watch this video after you've seen the film. Before we get into this video, let's take a moment to talk about our partner Boosteroid. Boosteroid is a cloud gaming platform that allows you to play many popular PC titles on practically any device. Before Boosteroid, there were many popular games that I wanted to play, like Genshin Impact, Stray, and CSGO, but without a high-powered PC or spending thousands on upgrading my existing hardware, this all seemed impossible. Boosteroid solves that problem by providing you with unlimited cloud gaming time using its service. Now, the best thing is, all you need is a basic internet connection to enjoy it. For under $10 a month, you can sign up to play popular games via the cloud, you can jump in and play multiplayer, or play a popular RPG, and never have to worry about constantly keeping up with the latest specs required for each title. Boosteroid's library of games increases on a weekly basis, and they were recently purchased by Microsoft, so many of their titles like Gears 5, Grounded, and Deathloop are available to play on the service. So what are you waiting for? You can try out Boosteroid using the link in the description, and by signing up, you are supporting this channel. Now back to the video. Transformers Rise of the Beast is set in the 90s and follows a young man named Noah, played by Anthony Ramos. Nothing in life seems to be going well for Noah at the time of his introduction. His younger brother Chris suffers from sickle cell anemia, and his family is behind on paying for the medical facility where his brother is in dire need of treatment. Noah is also unable to find work and is turned down for an interview which he so desperately needed, and turns to some shady work to steal a car parked in a parking garage. When Noah reaches the unattended vehicle and is just about to back out of the job, Optimus Prime, the leader of the Autobots, calls them all for a very important meeting, as they may have just found a new way home. The vehicle takes Noah on a wild ride, and we get to see a pretty cool car chase sequence, and it turns out that this vehicle is the Transformer Mirage. Now, you will follow Mirage and the other Transformers as they work to gather pieces of the Transwarp Key before the villain Scourge can obtain them for his master, which is a planet-eating dark god called Unicron. This film is probably one of the worst rated films in the Transformers franchise, and I'd say the negative reviews are entirely justified. But with that being said, there are some things I did enjoy about this film. If you're a fan of the previous Transformers movies, then you'll enjoy the fight scenes in this one. I guess we can say that this franchise is probably geared more towards kids, but there were many unexpected character deaths in this film. But sadly, these deaths were hidden behind such a muddled mess of a story that most of them barely had any impact. Even with the mistakes in this movie, I was still able to find enjoyment in its many battles. You can enjoy the story if you try not to think about it so much. The film starts off fairly interesting as we learn about the Maximals, their homeworld, and we see Scourge's appearance. After he earns an Autobot kill, he takes their insignia and wears it, which already makes him an extremely interesting character for me. Now, this movie really feels unsure of itself, and there are a variety of plot points that just seem to pop out of nowhere. Scourge and his henchmen just kind of appear on Earth with the Autobots, and how did he know what planet they were on in the galaxy? How did he know to follow the Autobots to Peru? I may just be being picky here, but there were times I thought while watching this movie, how did they know to be there at this specific time? Now, it's not to say that all other movies are perfect. There are mistakes in just about every film if you're willing to look hard enough, but these missing pieces and story elements were just too noticeable for me. Now let's talk about the different characters in this film. Noah is an okay character. He is a likable protagonist for the most part, but he just doesn't seem to fit in this world. The script tries to make him and Optimus Prime somewhat similar, but even while this was explained, it just didn't have any emotional impact for me. I think the reason for this is Optimus Prime's story in this movie maybe just needed a little more fleshing out. Optimus Prime primarily felt like a completely different character than what I've come to know. Now, this version is still very much learning what it means to be a leader of the Autobots, and it shows. He acts primarily on emotion and is seeking vengeance primarily throughout the entire film, but he does have some pretty cool dialogue with Scourge during their fight scenes. Elena is, well, let's just say I didn't like her character. Her acting seemed very poorly done, and she wasn't entirely sure what to do with her face at times, but I do like the fact that she helps to break the trend of having a female character in these movies for the sake of just being eye candy. Her knowledge does add value to the story, especially when we approach the conclusion, and I'll try not to be too hard on the actress here because the script didn't really give her much to work with. I did like Scourge. He is, for all intents and purposes, the main villain of the story. Unicron is there and has some dialogue, but we only see it for a few brief moments. We don't really learn much about Scourge in the film, other than that he's there to do his master's bidding, and he enjoys what he does. He was definitely a genuine threat to the Autobots, especially when he was first introduced, but he is an interesting character and I just would have loved to learn more about him. The Maximals aren't on screen nearly as much as the Autobots, but they were the real standouts for me. Optimus Primal, the leader of the Maximals, is the opposite of Optimus Prime. He's a great leader, he's learned to work with humans, and I would have loved to see more of him in this film, especially with what happens in the introduction. Now after that scene, we don't see him pop up again until much later in the film, and that felt a little off for me. Early on in the film, we see them flee to another planet, which we assume is Earth, and then they aren't seen or heard from again until they just show up later in the movie, which was an ongoing trend in this film. Transformers Rise of the Beast is simply not a good film, but it is enjoyable for fans of the Transformers franchise that want to see cool fight scenes and the return of popular characters with some good moments at times. I just wish that Hollywood gave us an epic tale, one with heart and one that we would love to talk about over the next few years. Unfortunately, this one will be talked about, but for the wrong reasons. I've decided to give Transformers Rise of the Beast a 6 out of 10. Thank you for taking the time to watch this video. How are your thoughts on Transformers Rise of the Beast? Have you seen it? Did you enjoy it? Or do you agree with my thoughts? Let me know by leaving a comment below this video. While you're down there, be sure to give this video a like and subscribe if you are new to this channel. And if you like any more video content from us in the meantime, go ahead and click on one of the videos on screen now. Thank you so much for watching, and we hope to see you in the next video.